Alright, so now that Floyd Mayweather and Marcus Maidana is officially fighting each other in September in a rematch, I figured I'd do a undercard video. What fights that could be on the undercard. All of these fights are possible fights, okay? These fighters have fought on Showtime. There are a lot of them are Al Heyman fighters. None of them I believe to be scheduled for another fight yet, so they're all kind of available. And all of these fights, there's some kind of story behind a lot of these fights, okay? So I'm just gonna throw some fights out there first, and then at the end I'm gonna give you my 4 fights that I would like to see on this card, which includes a Mayweather Maidana fight. All right, so let me start off with Andrade Berto and Zab Judah. Andre Berto is trying to make a return. I've seen on several websites that he's trying to make a return on this card, okay? The reason I say Zab Judah is because both of them are coming off losses. All right, Judah has lost several times recently, and Berto has lost several times recently as well. Well, the only thing is, the fight is not a bad fight at all, but it's a lot of it's a mystery with Andre Berto because he's coming off of a loss and he's coming off of an injury, a shoulder injury. He was out a whole year for. So we really don't know, how Andre Berto is going to be able to adjust now that he's coming off of the injury and how good he's going to be. Is he going to still be the same fighter that he once was? And no, I mean, if he's going to fight someone with a name, I suggest it be Zab Judah. And I don't think it should be any other like top 20 type of welterweight, top 20, top 25. I think these guys desperately need a win, okay? Both of these guys, all right? But if they're going to be on the undercard, I think this is a good name for both fighters. I think some people will be, I think this is an intriguing fight. A lot of people would be interested in seeing this fight. All right, but I personally suggest both of them fight someone that's like a top 30, top 40, top fighter before they get back in there with the top 20 welterweights because the welterweight division is stacked and I don't see them beating a lot of fighters right now. All right, so Devin Alexander, there's a few fights here that he can actually be a couple of them I see or have on this list. I have Thurman and Alexander as a possibility. All right, Alexander just beat Soto Karass, and Thurman beat Soto Karass, and I think both of them are considered to be top 10 welterweights. All right, so that wouldn't be a bad fight. Thurman's still undefeated. Alexander, like I said, he lost recently to Sean Porter, but he was just the IBF champ, so it wouldn't be a bad fight between Thurman and Alexander. Another fight is Alexander and Guerrero. They were both on a fight card recently together. Guerrero won over Kami Guy, and Alexander beat Soto Karass. Like I said, this was just a few weeks back. Okay, so this wouldn't be a bad fight neither, right? Who else I have here? Then I have Thurman Guerrero, right? Guerrero ducked Keith Thurman before. He just beat Common Guy, and Thurman's coming off of the win against Julio Diaz, I'm sorry. So I don't think it'll be a bad fight. This is a pretty intriguing fight as well. I think it's another step up from in competition for Keith Thurman. Okay. I doubt Guerrero wants to fight Thurman still even now, but let's see what happens. I mean, I think he might have said he's interested in fighting Thurman now that he beat Kami Guy, but let's see what happens from here, okay? Okay, so we have Broner. Now, Broner might be fighting on September 6th. He might not even be able to fight on this card, but nothing is set in stone yet. All right, I would like to see Broner fight Matisse. This is a fight that I really want to see. Like, I have a lot of people want to see this fight. So hopefully this fight happen. This would be a great fight. Another fight is Broner and Guerrero. I don't know which weight they would fight at because Guerrero is now fighting at 147 and Broner went back down to 140. But there's some bad blood between these fighters, just like Broner and Matisse, because Broner called out Matisse before and said that he would knock him out leading up to the Maidana fight. So Broner and Guerrero is still a good fight. And now John Molina wants to get in the mix with Broner too. Broner he just put out a diss record, a rap diss record towards Broner. And I think that would be a pretty good fight as well for Adrian Broner, right? A lot better than Carlos Molina, the last fight. John Molina would be a good fight. Guerrero would be a good fight. Matisse would be a good fight. If I had to pick, I would like to see the Matisse fight more than anything. But I wouldn't be mad if Broner decided to fight John or Guerrero neither. Okay? All of those fighters can actually give Broner a good fight and possibly beat Broner, in my opinion. Okay? Another fight that I would like to see on the card is Demetrius Andrade against either one of the Charlo twins, okay? Both of the Charlos are undefeated. Andrade is undefeated as well at 154. He is the WBO champion. I would like to see him fight one of these up-and-coming 154. There's a lot of fighters at 154 right now, and he's a champion. No one seems to want to fight him, so I would like to see one of the Charlo twins fight Demetrius Andrade, okay? Another fight I would like to see is one of the Charlo twins, either one of them fight Ishe Smith. Ishe Smith was supposed to fight Lara a few months ago, I think in May, but that fight was canceled because Lara took the fight with Canelo, so that fight didn't go down, alright? This is a cigar, it's not a blunt or anything, it's a Cuban, okay? I don't know if you guys like cigars. I like cigars, and I'm smoking Cuban. It's my birthday, so I figured, I'm getting a nice little smoke this morning. But anyway, going back to the fight, I would like Ishe Smith to fight one of the Charlo twins because there's also some bad blood there, right? These guys have gone back and forth in interviews do some shots at each other on interviews recently, so I wouldn't mind seeing a fight between either Charlo twin and Ishe Smith, okay? So then we have Peter Quillin. I figured we'd throw Peter Quillin since he's fighting on Showtime and he's not really getting any good competition over there. I said maybe Quillin against Marco Antonio Rubio. I would like either him or Golovkin to fight him at 160. Okay, I don't see why the fight shouldn't happen. I believe Marco Antonio Rubio is open to fight either on Showtime and HBO. I don't see why it would be a problem, and I don't think either one is scheduled to fight. So I wouldn't mind seeing them on this undercard for the Floyd Mayweather Maidana rematch. All right, another fight: Peter Quillin and Curtis Stevens. Both of these guys don't seem to be scheduled. All right. I know there was some talks for Stevens fight possibly with the guy Peter Quillin beat Indom. Okay, I think there might be some negotiations going on, but there's nothing officially out yet that these guys are going to fight. So I figure I'd throw the Quillin Stevens fight. Curtis Stevens could fight on either network. So it wouldn't be a bad fight. They're both from Brooklyn, and it would be a good fight, especially if this Mayweather Maidana fight is in Brooklyn. This should be a fight. Definitely should be on the card. All right. Okay. So another fight: Sakio Bika and Anthony Darrell 2, the rematch. Both of them fought on the Zab Judah Poli Malignaggi card late last year in December. It was a draw. Okay. I thought it was a draw. It was a very good fight, very competitive fight. I think both of them had knockdowns. Well, I think Darrell actually got pushed, but I know he dropped Sakio Bika, but Bika I think might have won more rounds. It was a very competitive fight, and they should have that rematch. Okay, so I wouldn't mind seeing that on the card. And then last but not least, Bubet Shumanov against Fonfera. Andre Perera. Perera was just in a fight with Adonis Stevenson, gave him hell. Okay, it was a great fight. One of the better fights, probably top 10 fights of the year. It was a great fight, and I would like to see that fight. Shumanov is coming off of the loss against Bernard Hopkins. Okay, he lost his title. Forgot which. I don't know if he was IBF. the WBO title, but he lost to Bernard Hopkins. Okay, and you know Bernard Hopkins is on a run to try to unify the titles, and he's probably going to fight Adonis Stevenson next. So since both of these guys lost to both Adonis Stevenson and Bernard Hopkins, I would like them see them get in the ring. Right? I think that would be a good fight. And last but not least, there's a giant bee on my laptop right now. Last but not least, I will these are, you know what? Those are the fights that are possible fights for the card. These are the fights that I would like to see. These are the 4 fights. If I had to pick the card myself, this is who I would like to see fight on the card, okay? First fight, I would say Thurman and Guerrero, okay? Girl, like I said, Doug Thurman. I would like to see Thurman fight. He's not scheduled, so me personally, if he's going to fight someone on that card, I would suggest for him, I think it would be a little bit more competitive if he were to fight. You know what? I wouldn't be mad if he fought Devin Alexander too, but because I haven't really seen Thurman fight a slick fighter yet, so I think an Alexander fight would be a good fight for him. But the Guerrero fight, as far as popularity and the name and stuff right now, I think that would be a bigger fight. So I'm going Thurman and Guerrero, but I wouldn't be mine either way between Thurman and Alexander or Thurman and Guerrero. I just want to see Thurman on the card. All right. Another fight the second fight I have is Demetrius Andrade against one of the Charlos. Both of the Charlos are undefeated. I'm sure most people would probably say, you know, I see a lot of people say online that they would want to see Jamal Charlo because he has more power than Jamal. I think Jamal is a little bit more quicker on his feet and hands than Jamal, but I think Jamal has the power advantage, and he has the more likely he has more knockouts on his record, okay? But either fight is pretty cool, but I want to see one of them fight Andrade, okay? And the third fight I have here is Broner Matisse. Best fight on the card by far. Better than the Mayweather Maidana fight. This is a fight I want to see. This is a fight that if they were to fight, I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards Matisse, okay? But I want to see this fight. I really want to see this fight. And if this fight is on the card, I think this is an instant buy, okay? Because the Mayweather Maidana fight was a good fight. It was a competitive fight. But I think this fight right here is still to show, and this is the best fight on the card if it were to happen, okay? And then last but not least, we got Mayweather and Maidana in the rematch, all right? So those are the fights that I would like to see that's my undercard. If I had to make a undercard, fight card for the Mayweather Maidana, that's what I would like to see. What I would like you guys to do is throw some fights in there that are possible, fights that are not scheduled, not top ring fighters. Just, let's make it more of a believable fight card, okay? Fights that you would want to see that would make you want to buy the pay-per-view. That's what I want to hear from you guys, all right? And then also let me know about the fights that I put up there, which fights that you would like to see that I put up, and what fights that you would want to take off or shouldn't even be tossed up here, all right? Let me know what you guys think, and subscribe to the channel.